The Experiential Advocacy Practicum offers a unique introduction to the practice of law for our students. It helps them learn about what it really means to be a lawyer. It helps them decide what kind of law to focus on in law school, and it introduces them to leading practitioners in the community who provide great networking tips and mentorship throughout their time in law school.
This kind of course allows students to hit the ground running, beginning their first year in law school, and certainly as they graduate.
It exposes them to litigation, exposes them to transactional law. To the extent that the student came in with any preconceived notions as to what the student wants to do, it'll either reinforce that or perhaps point them in another direction.
There's lots of different kinds of law that people don't normally think of. Like there's the transactional side, there's the litigation side, there's criminal versus civil, and so this really lets students understand more about what it's like.
We did client interviews, we did a mock deposition and a mock closing argument. That was the first semester, and then the second semester we did a negotiation. We negotiated a merger between two coffee companies.
You don't want the first time that you're speaking in front of a judge to be at your job, right? So it's not just a course on doctrinal law, it's more of a deep dive, get to experience what it's like to be either a transactional attorney or a trial attorney.
During their first year of law school, they're learning the doctrines and the rules surrounding torts and criminal law. But then in EAP, they're able to come into that class and use those same rules in the context of real facts with real factual situations and learn how to communicate those concepts to a trier of fact, to a jury that's going to be listening and wanting to hear the story they're telling.
The idea of a law student after only 5 weeks of law school be taking a deposition is really exceptional. Most lawyers don't do that until they're well into practice.
To get a chance to come in as a law student and in your first few weeks at law school, be able to deliver a closing statement and be able to interview somebody, that's something that nobody else gets, and it gives students a chance to have a feeling of what it's like to be a practicing lawyer.
Students love this program. They really appreciate the opportunity to learn these practical skills in addition to the important theoretical and doctrinal concepts that they're learning in the classroom.
Benstone had curtailed training.
Really, that combination of classroom teaching and practical skills education that you get from the Experiential Advocacy Practicum is exactly what students are looking for when they come to law school.
Francesca, that was an excellent job.
Each semester of the first year is broken up, the first one being litigation, the second one being transactional.
A lot of students go through law school and they never even know what transactional law means. And to get that experience gives them a real leg up.
They decided not to join the new company in the merger.
Employers are amazed that the students get these kinds of practical skills at all. And when we tell the employers that the students actually get those kinds of skills in their very first year of law school, well, the employers then really appreciate how USD's School of Law understands what law students need to succeed when they make their successful transition to their first job and beyond.
It lets you, right off the bat, as soon as you start your 1L year, understand what some of your strengths and weaknesses might be as a lawyer and where you might naturally fall.
I think it's 11 stores for SEC.
I absolutely loved it. I had a blast. I got to meet several adjuncts and develop professional relationships with them. And then at the very end, I ended up getting a job opportunity from an adjunct that I met through the program.
The program succeeds because of the ability to bring in so many outstanding practitioners. The students have a wonderful opportunity to practice their skills and to become acquainted in a small group setting with skilled practitioners. And that really is what makes the program so special, connecting the students in small settings with a large group of skilled practitioners from the community.
Each small section class is with a different adjunct professor. So they get that variety of experience, that variety of teaching for each student. And they get those different perspectives, which I think is very helpful.
I think it's very important that you get as much practical experience as you can, especially early on in your career, so you can use that experience to guide where you want to go.
Whether you think you know what you want or you don't, it's important to test that out up front at a law school. And if the law school doesn't have it, your first experience will either be in an internship where your references really matter, or in a courtroom.
To offer a comprehensive program of skills education in the first year of law school is unique. It really sets USD School of Law apart.